Hello, folks. This is Maynard Warren. I'm going to talk about the number one most common type of sales call reluctance, which is yielder. Why am I dedicating an entire video to one type of call reluctance? Simply because with most organizations, about 40 to 50% of their folks are yielders. And one client of mine, about 90% of their folks are yielders. So anyway, this video needs to be made to talk about yielding. First of all, what is yielding? It's a salesperson that has fear and trepidation, anxiousness about being thought of as too pushy, too forward, too intrusive, too bothersome. It's the number one fear in commission salespeople in North America. So, with that being said, that's the fear, and it impacts virtually everything you do sales wise that has to do with getting in touch with a potential client. It influences how you prospect, it influences how you follow up after you make that initial prospecting contact, and it certainly influences how you are emotionally when you're actually in front of a prospect on a sales call. So let's go through it. First of all, how does it impact you when you're prospecting? Yielders are always waiting for the right time to make a call where they won't be bothering somebody. Secondly, yielders make calls because, they've kept their job to this point. They make calls, they schedule appointments, but once they make that first call, then they put together a system that kind of sounds like this. Well, I called Mr. Smith on Monday and left him a voicemail, and now it's Tuesday. I can't call him back on Tuesday. I haven't given him enough time to listen to my voicemail from yesterday, and I certainly don't want to be bothersome by calling him back on Tuesday. So I'll wait until next week. Well, here's the thing. When you're a yielder, these thoughts that you have, you think they are the quote unquote right thoughts. I'm here to tell you they are not. Predominantly, when you're a yielder, you've got all these thoughts. You've got a filter in your brain that any actions that you're thinking about taking has to pass successfully through this filter. And the filter basically says, if I take this action, am I going to look too pushy, too forward, too intrusive, too bothersome? That's an unnecessary filter to have in your head. So let me ask you a question for those of you who think you've got some of this yielder thing. Here's question number one. Are you concerned with being thought of as too pushy, too bothersome, too intrusive? Are you concerned with that? Let's say that you are. You just answered my question with a yes. Here's the reality check. How many prospects have ever told you that you were too pushy, too forward, too intrusive, too bothersome? Chances are 90% of you watching this video, you've never had a prospect tell you that you were too pushy, but you, being a yielder, are allowing that to be one of the guidelines guiding your career, and it's holding you back. You've taken a good thing, which is caring about not being that aggressive salesperson, that assertive salesperson. You've taken a good thing and now you're obsessing with it. That's what a yielder is. They're obsessing with wanting to create rapport and be friendly, being friends with virtually all of your prospects. That's cluttering up your sales brain. And what pops out as far as your activities are feeble attempts to get in touch with people, to set appointments. Chances are you're really struggling to hit your numbers, and you're struggling to be a superstar salesperson that you deserve to be. So I'll just ask you one last question and then close up this video. Is the next time logically that you have a thought of something where you need to take action, but very quickly you say, but I can't right now because it's going to make me look either too pushy, too forward, etc. Ask yourself this question. Where's the proof? Where's the proof if I do that thing? Which, going back to my role play earlier, where's the proof that if I call Mr. Smith on a Tuesday that he's going to think I'm bothering him? Where's the proof? I don't have any. Let's say I've called Mr. Smith on Monday and Tuesday And now I'm thinking about calling him on Thursday. And I'm saying to myself, I know I'm going to be too pushy calling today. Stop right there. Ask yourself, where's the proof? And let me share this message with you. In today's times, where everybody's time is precious, when you set your sights on a prospect that you want to have an appointment with, you need to pounce, Pounce. You need to be assertive. You need to call or email or text frequently. Because one of the things you're up against, folks, is you're up against the mediocrity of every salesperson that has come before you that has reached out and tried to get an appointment with your prospect. Most salespeople, when they're prospecting, they'll call a prospect 2 times. And if they get a voicemail twice and the prospect doesn't return the voicemail, guess what? They disappear into the night. Your prospect knows that. When you call your prospect for the first time, visualize this. They're pressing delete on their phone. You call them the second time, delete. Call them the third time, delete. Call them the fourth time, all of a sudden they're like, this person's pretty determined. Call them the fifth time, or even when I say call, I'm talking about touching them, whether it's a text, email, or a voicemail. Reach out that fifth time, you're like, and now they're starting to hear your message. Now you're starting to seep into their world. Now all of a sudden they recognize you. So there are so many good things happen when you get comfortable with being assertive, and being a yielder on average costs a salesperson between $30,000 to $35,000 in lost commissions, because the only deals that yielders are selling are the low-hanging fruit deals. Anything that requires assertiveness, a yielder's not going to even be close to getting that deal. Anything that requires some assertive salesmanship, a yielder's not even going to be in the ball game. So it's a big deal. I'm a reformed yielder, if you will. I've had people that I've called, texted, and emailed 50 times over a 2 to 3 month period. They have never called me back to tell me that I'm being too pushy. I'm waiting for the first person to call me back and tell me that I'm being too pushy. I hope somebody does. You should hope somebody does, because now you can enter into a conversation because they realize that you exist. And that's action item number 1, is first people need to know you exist. Well, I've kind of rambled in this message, but hopefully you understand that my message today is not only is it okay being assertive, it's necessary to be assertive. And if somebody says, hey, you're too pushy, that's good. At least now you've got a conversation started. If you have any questions about this video or how to be more assertive, please reach out to me. I love talking about this topic. I'm a reformed yielder. Now I could care less if somebody thinks I'm being bothersome. I've got a great service, and it provides great value, and people need to know that I want to speak with them. Thank you for watching the video. Have a great day.